Do you guys remember JA Biztown at all?
At an early age, children begin to wonder, can I invent the next kind of computer? Can I become a fashion designer? Can I start my own business?
If you can't decide, the answer is no.
Now, this might only be a South Florida thing, but I looked it up and apparently there are other programs exactly like JA Biztown all across America. So I figured that warranted a video because I had a really fun experience at JA Biztown. So if you're not familiar, JA Biztown is kind of like an inside mall, but it's decorated to look like the outside. And you go there in 5th grade and everybody's assigned a different job or different company. And basically you just role play like being an adult for a day. Here's a video I found of one of the founders of JA Biztown explaining why it exists.
Junior Achievement fills an important gap. It's very hard in our public school system for people, particularly at this age group, to learn about the private enterprise system, free enterprise system.
I'm gonna be honest, I was not thinking about free enterprise at all when I was doing this. I was in 5th grade. I was thinking about how can I make the most money? I think 5th grade might be a little too early to, teach business strategies, but I mean, it was fun. We all got our jobs assigned a couple days before we went by our teacher based on our strengths, I guess. And my teacher said I was good at math, so she made me the CFO of Chick-Fil-A. I won't deny that I was good at math at the time, but also if you think about 5th grade math, we're adding like 3-digit numbers. Like we're not doing anything crazy. So I'm the CFO of Chick-Fil-A and I'm thinking, okay, Chick-Fil-A, they make chicken, I guess they only kind of make chicken, right? So I thought I'd be working in like a high fast food environment where I'd be flipping chicken and deep frying chicken and heating up buns or something and serving customers. Obviously, that wouldn't make any sense at all, but in my 5th grade mind, I was like, yo, I'm gonna whoop these workers into shape. We had like 4 or 5 people that were hired that weren't good at math, I guess. So they were like the servers. I get to JA Biztown, we're not serving chicken, all right? We're serving bagged chips and those little go-go squeeze, like the applesauce in the packet that you squeeze in your mouth. Literally, that was it. Like pre-made, we just gave it to them. It was less sophisticated than like the prison cafeteria system. And at first I'm like, this is lame. But then I'm like, at least I'm the CFO, so I get my own office, right? Why I'm thinking I get an office, I don't know. They give me a table in the middle of the restaurant, like just right next to the cashier. I just have a table. So I'm sitting at the table, like doing bills, like printing things off. Literally had no idea what I was doing. Nobody explained the job to me. And there was some sort of insurance agency that would come around and hand out bills, which you were supposed to pay off as a company, which was my job as the CFO. As soon as I took a look at the bills, I said, we cannot afford this. We have no money. They'd hand me like a sheet and it'd be like, you have 12 chairs and 6 tables in your lobby. So that's going to be $1,200 a chair and $3,400 a table. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We don't have money for this. I can't afford to pay this. So they would come in, they'd give me the bills. I'd look at the bills and I'd be like, all right, I will send somebody to deliver the payment as soon as possible. And then they leave. And then I just put the bill on the table and I just walked around. I literally had nothing to do except pay bills, and I couldn't afford to pay the bills with the type of profit we were making at this Chick-fil-A. I'm not telling you like we were spending our money bad. I'm saying like the insurance bills we had to pay were insane. Like it was probably like $20,000. It's all fake money, obviously, but we didn't have the fake money at Chick-fil-A. I don't know where all the money went. I don't know how they expected us to do this. So I didn't pay any bill, and I started just walking around JA Biztown just to see what was up, see what the other companies were doing. I thought Chick-fil-A was going to be the coolest one. Turns out probably the worst one because it's just a little like cafeteria. But I had a friend named Pablo and he worked at the Miami Dolphins like merch store because this is in South Florida, and they all got cool jerseys and they would just sell Dolphins merch, and I was so jealous because they literally had to do nothing except stand there in these sick Dolphins jerseys, and I had to wear a polo with a name tag that said CFO of Chick-fil-A.
I just joked the band director, I got a brand new saxophone.
There was this one shop, I can't remember what exactly, it might have been like screen printing, like a weird, like obscure shop that some losers had to work at. They had a TV in there and they were playing Romeo and Juliet, the Romeo and Juliet remake, but it's animated and they're gnomes. You know that one? They were playing that, so I sat down and I watched it for like 30 minutes. In the middle of JA Biztown is like the city hall, like where the mayor, some guy gets elected mayor. They have a bank right next to it, and apparently you're supposed to go set up a credit card. So I was like, all right, this is something I can do. Go up to set a credit card, and this is one of the only places where it's only adults working, it's no kids. And they were so serious about me getting a credit card that I just gave up after a while. Like, it was so complicated. They're like, do you have this document? Do you have your birth certificate? Do you have your passport? I was like, no, I'm in 5th grade. What am I, 11, 10 years old? I have nothing. I have nothing. So I just gave up because they were being so stuck up about me getting a credit card. I don't know how anybody else there got a credit card. I'm supposed to be the one that's good at math. Doesn't math get credit card? I don't know. So it's basically like 4 or 5 hours of me walking around, exploring things, failing at setting up a credit card, not paying my bills. Like, I started an irresponsible lifestyle in 5th grade. At the end of the day, they bring us all to the city hall and they go through, I guess, expense reports. As a company, you're supposed to pay off all of your expenses at the end of the day so that you're a profitable company. Again, remember, I didn't pay the bills. Apparently, nobody else paid the bills too, so I felt a little justified. There was one company out of like 20 that actually paid off the bills, and they got a round of applause. But then I was like, is that really all you get for paying your bills? A round of applause? I'm fine. I had a better time watching Romeo and Juliet. So the concept of JA Biztown is, I think, a very good concept. The way I went about it probably didn't profit me in any way, but that's okay. I had a great time. But if you had a great time at JA Biztown, let me know. I want to know what your guys' jobs were, especially if it wasn't in South Florida, if you had it somewhere else, and I will give another Peruvian update next video. So thanks for listening to me talk about how I was in 5th grade. Have a great day.
I just joked the band director. I got a brand new saxophone.